Alrighty, guys, welcome in to the OSU women's basketball post-game report. Good to see the whole squad of the beat members here. We got a couple people in Gallagher Arena, one person in Texas, one person in Edmond, but we all watched the game. The Cowgirls 75-63 defeat of the SMU Mustangs. Guys, what were your kind of opening thoughts on the game today?
Mine would definitely have to be overcoming adversity. So, I mean, if you kind of saw just the first quarter, I mean, it didn't look good either way, but OSU, I think we were held to just 11 in the first quarter. That's really tough. That's not a bad offensive quarter, but I mean, if you look, and as you'll read in my game report, the second and third quarters, they both played extremely well. They put up 20 in the second quarter and then 26 in the third quarter, which was their season high for points in a quarter. So really impressive, and I was glad to see them be able to come back after having a lackluster first quarter.
Yeah, no, like you said, that 11 points in the first quarter, that's even more startling when you put it up. When you find out that they scored 75, the Cowgirls did over the in the total game. So, like you said, certainly they overcame that slow start. And I was maybe a little worried because the Cowgirls they played so well for three quarters against Alabama, and then they'd struggled in the fourth quarter. So I was wondering if that had carried over anything like that. But the Cowgirls had switched up the starting lineup a little bit. Junior or freshman Lexi Keys played for the first time, came in for Nefertali Natoa, and she started. And I thought she provided a little spark. SMU was up 7 in the first half, and Keys hit 2 threes back to back to kind of melt away that deficit. And I think that's when the Cowgirls really kind of got rolling. But the points they rolled in from a variety of players.
Yeah, I think one of the things that you already mentioned it, is just how much impact that these younger players have been able to have early on this season. I think it can't be understated. Taylon Collins has also played extremely well this season. I noticed she didn't get the start today, but I still thought her impact off the bench was providing a lot of energy, and I think that's what this team needs.
Now, I've been watching basketball in this, from this seat for the last like 3 hours, but the slickest move I saw all night was Noah plug his article in his opening sentence on this thing. No, but you're right, Sam. There was a lot of spreading around of the points. Natasha Mack had 18 tonight. Jamie Asbury came in with 14. Brittany Reeves had 11. Um, uh, no, Keys, Lexi Keys, the name was blank on me for a minute. She had her first start in today and had 9 points. So a great performance from a lot of different people. Yeah, but I want to talk about that third quarter, guys. That was just an offensive eruption. It was a 26-point quarter, which was the best offensive quarter the Cowgirls had all season. Yeah, in that third quarter, it came from a variety of sources. Like we said, Natasha Mack once again led this team in points. Guys, she's going to be a top three, or projected right now, top three WNBA draft pick. So she's going to come out and have some monster games. She's, like Coach Tell said in the postgame presser, she's going to have a target on her back, but she still found a way to deliver 7 for 11 from the field, 18 points, and 11 rebounds. So she got a double-double. That was good to see. But yeah, Jacob, like you said, Taylon Collins played well, delivered 8 points off the bench, but she still played a sizable amount, 25 minutes. And I think that this team, like you said, they had a lot of players play and rotate in and out. I know Lexi Keys got into foul trouble early, so players like Natoa came in and delivered. But like we said, yeah, just a solid game all around. I really think that cliche team win, but that it really did seem like it tonight.
Yeah, and I think one thing you also have to kind of look at is just how effective they were inside the paint. At one point, they had double what SMU had in the paint, just points wise. So I think if you're able to get those easy looks, you're able to get open layups, you're going to be able to post up with the players that you want to have the ball, and they get into the positions they want to be in, then that will absolutely help this team. I thought in the third quarter.
Guys, an interesting note. We already kind of mentioned the Alabama game. Oklahoma State played a few days ago. Uh, Going into that Alabama fourth quarter, the Cowgirls held an 8-point lead. And as we know, it didn't work out for the Cowgirls. So that lead vanished in an instant, and the Cowgirls lost the game. Today, the Cowgirls also entered the fourth quarter with an 8-point lead. But today, as we saw, a little bit different result. Cowgirls were able to outscore the Mustangs 18-14 in the fourth quarter. And this is really the first game that they kind of had to close out for a win. So I think it was a promising performance for this team. A lot of, bright spots on the team all the way around. Even Bigwe Sar from I don't want to say like the bottom of the depth chart, but she just hasn't been getting much minutes. And she was able to come in, got I think 6 points out there. So a lot to kind of smile about if you're a Cowgirl fan heading into conference play down the road.
Yeah, Ben, the Cowgirls, like I said, they closed out. They had a good night from the free throw line, 13 for 19. Obviously, you could get that percentage even a little higher, but Cowgirls had been struggling, I think, a little bit from there to start off the season. So Natasha Mack got 4 for 5, her first free throws of the season. That was a good note. I believe Jacob had that one. So that'll be an interesting development to see how that plays out. Brittany Reeves had 3 for 5. So especially the post presence is going, what is that? Let me do a little quick math at 7 for 10 from the free throw line. That's not a bad percentage, especially at a high volume. So like I said, good things we like to see for Coach Littell and the Cowgirls that will help close out games in the future.
Guys, any final thoughts before we wrap this one up? Alrighty, with that beautifully stated and eloquent speech from either of you guys, I'm playing with you. It was a fun game to watch. It was a fun game to watch on ESPN Plus or in person, wherever you were. We appreciate.
I'll say Coach Littell was thankful for the fans that came out. He wanted to say that in postgame presser. So for everyone that watched, he was thankful. Coach said that the energy, he wants the energy to be cranked up, like Ben said, especially going into conference play. So he was thankful for that, and it did seem to be a pretty lively crowd on hand. Let's Go Pokes, the popular MC host, was busting some moves that they won't make any game stories, but I'll throw it out there that it was pretty impressive. So it was a fun atmosphere here tonight in Gallagher Arena, and good way for the Cowgirls to recover from a loss against Alabama.
Yeah, there might have not been too many people in section 211 over there, but that move he was putting on it got noticed by the people up here. So that's definitely a post-game comment worthy from Let's Go Pokes. We appreciate him. We appreciate the fans. We appreciate everyone who came out and made this game an even more fun one to watch. RP, a 75-63 OSU victory. We thank you all for joining us on the OSU women's basketball post-game video. For Ben Hutchens, Sam Hutchens, Jacob Sturm, and Noah Weber, this is the O'Collie.